Shalom. Shabbat Shalawam. Shabbat Shalawam. Shabbat Shalawam. Shabbat Shalawam.
My bad. Bad timing, y'all. Shalawam. Shabbat Shalawam. Lord willing, sisters are doing well. Having a great Sabbath. Or will have a great Sabbath whenever you see this.
Right.
We just kept our day assignment. We just ended at sundown. So Lord willing, sisters have a good day assignment, or will be having a good day assignment, or had a good day assignment.
Right.
But we here, we making it. Hopefully everybody doing well and enduring through the spirit.
Mm. Today,
Please.
Sisters Chat. Marriage tribulations and how to be there for your husband. It's going to be broken up in two parts. Going into, just fighting in the spirit with your husband when he's lacking, and the other side, going through marriage tribulations and, how to stay blameless in the midst of turmoil in your marriage. So, Lord willing, the Most High Spirit moves through this lesson, and we all learn something, us included, because these words of life are always something that we can go over and learn from each and every day and apply. So,
Well said. I can be man. But like the sister said, she already said everything. She's gonna be doing a live on marriage tribulations. How to move when your husband's going through it, how to be there for him. Then the flip side, how to move when he kind of tripping out on you or Satan hopping on him. How to stay blameless, because sometimes you're gonna want to take it there. Can't.
right. Or you shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, can't. Yeah, shouldn't. So.
So we can get started. You want me to go first?
Let me get the foundation precept real quick.
Okay.
It's 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahawah. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahawah giveth. That Yahawah in all things may be glorified through Yahawashi, to whom be praised the man forever and ever. Amen. So everything we speak want to be thus saith the Lord. Want to speak the oracles of the Most High, and in everything give glorification to the Most High, because only of the Most High we're able to get on here, and it's only of the Most High able to keep these Shabbats. Let's go to Hebrews 10:24, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So here to provoke our sisters unto good works, to provoke y'all to stay in order, be those helpmeets, be the woman the Most High has ordained you to be there for your husband, and striving to still do what's pleasing in the Most High eyes, even when things are hard. So. But you can go first, yes.
I was gonna say, do you want to start off with Galatians 5? Just want to through the spirit.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So yeah, I'm bringing out fruits of the spirit because it's to be applied in each and every situation. Each and every situation, you got to move in the spirit of love. When you and your husband at it, he done did something, whatever, to make you mad, sad, whatever it is, we still got to learn how to move in that spirit of love. We still got to be long suffering in our marriages. Not so quick, and bump this man, done. He didn't pick up his drawers, I'm done.
Okay.
You got to be long suffering in this thing. The Most High was long suffering with us for years. Years before he put his Holy Spirit on us to come into this truth, into this faith, and to put the spirit on us to want to keep his law, statute, commandments. So we gotta show the same thing to our brothers and sisters, and that includes our husbands. So, are you gonna put it on the screen, or you need me to?
You can do it if you want to.
So, yeah, hold on.
Or do you need me to do it?
I mean, it don't matter. Whichever way. I'm not opposed either way. Who can do it the fastest?
You got it.
Okay. Alrighty. But yeah, y'all, it's marriage isn't a light thing. It's not always hugs and kisses. There's times where there'll be, you might be low in the spirit, you might be slacking in your duties, and your husband, he might have to, kind of push you, encourage you, like, hey, you need to be reading more, you need to be praying. Have you prayed? When's the last time you fasted? Stuff like that. And we need to be that same thing for our husbands because we're to be the pillar of rest. That's what we were ordained to be through the spirit of the Most High. But hold on.
Come on, it's definitely not gonna get easy. No hard times are gonna come. Your faith gonna be tried. Oops, so I can. Your faith gonna be tried. All of that. But the end of the day, these tribulations are for the Most High to see. Are we still gonna keep His laws when it get tough? So even when things get tough, are you gonna continue to move in the spirit of our righteous foremothers and do what's pleasing the Most High sight, meaning still honoring your husband and respecting him even when he tripping out and
Mm,
Satan helping him, or you're gonna take it there with him, because you can't feed fire with fire. So
right. You're just gonna make that flame burn brighter.
right,
You know what I mean? So this is good. Y'all can see my screen, right?
no,
No?
I have to add it. I just added it so I can.
Oh, okay. All praise the Most High. So this is Galatians 5 and 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So all these things have to be applied within our marriage. They have to be applied. Even long suffering, not even just long suffering, oh, I'm about to leave him, just long suffering, being able to be patient with your husband when he is in times of, maybe he's not reading as much as he should or praying as much as he should, or maybe he's just being really idle in the spirit. Whatever the case may be, we gotta be long suffering in that sense and not be so unfaithful. Sometimes be, oh man, will this man follow the truth? We started doubting, overthinking, and all these other things that Satan like to feed to us in our ear. That's where faith comes in. So each and every one of the fruits of the spirit can be applied to those scenarios. Being a true husband and as well as marriage tribulations. You gotta try to strive to have all of these fruits of the spirit as much as possible. And let me get this. Ephesians chapter 4. Ooh, child. And I'm gonna get okay, kind. Verse 2. With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace. So when your husband is slacking in all manners of the sense, we gotta meet him with lowliness and meekness. We can't be prideful, talking him down. Oh, you ain't even you this that or whatever it is. We gotta make sure that we're mindful of things that we're speaking to our husbands as well. And again, we're speaking to ourselves as well. We're not excluded from this lesson.
Sure
So
is.
okay, because it's an everyday thing. It's easy to know it, but it's one thing to know something and another thing to apply it. So we
Yeah.
gotta practice being. So what he said?
No, no, no. You're good.
Okay. Just gotta practice being lowly in the spirit, meek, still being that submissive woman, and having long suffering with our husbands, forbearing one another in love. So you gotta meet them in love. This is still the man that you married. This is the man you chose to spend your life with. This is your baby. Don't let Satan pull the wool over your eyes and make you think that's the enemy. Because everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. It's not necessarily him. It's the spirits. Spirit that's on him at that in that point in time. I'm gonna scroll down and get this. Verse 29, same chapter. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. So you don't want to have no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. You don't want to have nothing off coming out your mouth. Something that's very nice to have in mind is like, okay, what I say to Yahawashi, granted Yahawashi wouldn't go off, but that's something that you could kind of keep in the back of your mind because we're supposed to reverence our husbands. We're supposed to reverence them in speech, physically, spiritual, all the aspects. So we gotta do everything we can to put this flesh in subjection and make sure that we're watching our tongue, bridling our tongue. Because if we're not saying anything that's good to use of edifying, it's not encouraging or you know edifying him. Keep going, babe. You got this. Let's read together. Let's do this and that. Then it's off. It's off, and I'm gonna I'm gonna let sis say something before I pull out the preset.
Come on,
What
you
you got?
bringing out some good things through the spirit. We're doing the first part right. We're doing the first part right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Yes, let's bring out some good points to the spirit. We just want to be patient with our husbands because something I've learned is, they trying to get it together just like we are. And just like we have bad days, they have bad days too. So that's where we have to learn how to be merciful because they go through it just as much as we do. And sometimes they won't always say something. Sometimes you kind of got to get it out of them because, you know your husband probably better than you know himself. So he might be acting funny and you be like, babe, what's wrong? Nothing. I can tell something's wrong. So sometimes they won't always say something, but we just want to be patient with our husbands and be there for them the best way that we can possibly be. And something I was also gonna bring out earlier is, we can only help y'all through the spirit through experience. So I've definitely been guilty of taking it there before. I'm not. Look, I'm in this flesh and I've had my moments. So, but we strive to do better, and we want y'all to be better as well. So, we can only learn from our mistakes and then help other sisters not make the same mistakes.
Come,
Um, but I want to get this. Can you give me Luke 22:31, please?
of course. There it is.
And Lord says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat. So Satan does not like righteous marriages. He doesn't like righteous families. And so he's trying to sift us out. But sometimes he's going to start with your husband first because your husband is the head. And if my head were to fall off, then my body would no longer be useful because my head is no longer on my body. I've been decapitated. So it's like, Satan wants to Satan might try your husband harder. It might send all manner of affliction, temptation, lust his way to break him down, to sift him out, to cast him down. Because if the head falls, then the body falls. Lord forbid anybody husband fall out the truth, and Lord forbid you fall out with him. But just giving you an idea, like Satan is gonna try your husband. Definitely, because if he can go astray, then he know that women being the wicked vessel, we might be easier to fall into temptation. And also he knows that women being the wicked vessel and us being led by men, if your husband falls, Lord forbid, Satan knows that you have a chance of falling with him because he's your husband, and if he started going astray, you might go astray too, because y'all cleaving together. But that's where we have to draw a line because we fear the Most High. So regardless of what your husband is struggling with, you have to work out your own salvation at the end of the day. We want to be there for our husbands. We want to uplift them and help them get through it. But you can't make a grown man do nothing. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. So if your husband, Lord forbid, starts to go off and do wickedness, you still fear the Most High because at the end of the day, we all shall appear before the judgment seat of Christ, right?
Mhm.
And in that day, there ain't gonna be no excuses. Christ gonna Most High gonna want to know why did you do that, and following your husband ain't an answer because we got to answer for our actions and our behavior. So just to give sister something to think about, you got to be 10 toes down for the Lord at the end of the day. Um, and this is we wrestle with flesh and blood, not no, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with spirits and principalities and all this wickedness in this spiritual world. And so we have to remember everything spiritual. And the only reason we only way we can fight these spirits is by staying in the spirit and building up ourselves in the spirit by reading, praying, fasting. That's the only way you can be there for your husband and help him fight is if you gird it up as well. That's why you can't be light women. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to be a well-studied woman because when your husband going through it, you got to be quick on them precepts. You got to be praying for him.
Mhm.
Um, can you get 2 Corinthians 10:4, please? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahawah to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing. Dang, I meant to get three. For though we walk in the flesh, it is not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahawah to the pulling down of strongholds. So, we don't war in the flesh, we war in the spirit. Can you go to Ephesians 6, Baba Kasha?
What you fasted? You said 3 and 6.
Ephesians 6 and
Oh, sorry.
yeah, 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, we wrestle with these spirits. So con.
Come on, writing my points. That's right, man. You gotta let me get this real quick. You gotta war in the spirit, man, because everything is spiritual. And Proverbs 17. Oops, what part again? 17:17. It says, "A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." So how much more us being wives in this thing? If a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity, but a wife is one flesh. Y'all one flesh. So you gotta be there for your husband when he going off. You gotta be be there, fighting for him, literally praying for him when he don't feel like praying, fasting for him, read precept. Shoot, you can be so subtle with it, and I know we're gonna get that later. First Peter chapter 3. You can be so subtle with it. Just you simply, playing the scripture. They got the videos playing the scripture. You can just have that playing all throughout the house. Have y'all just listening all throughout the day. It's little subtle things you can do. Just him seeing you praying and reading and trying to cleave into the Most High. That can encourage him. Be like, dang, it has been a minute since I read. Dang.
Go ahead and get that though.
Oh, come on, come on. Let's get it. Let's get it. First Peter chapter 3. I'm gonna start at 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without this be won by the conversation of the wives. while they behold your chast conversation coupled with fear. So us, right? Because us too. Us doing our part, being abiding in the fear of the Most High, being submissive to our husbands, being long suffering with them when they're going through it, when they're not moving in the spirit that they should be moving in. Hence, if any obey not the word in this situation, we can literally win our husbands back to Yahawashi just by the conversation of the wives. Just by
Dang.
our conversation. Just by us saying, hey babe, how was your day? Oh, I you know, read this chapter and this chapter, and this is what I learned. And, I watched this mighty video on endurance, and, I plan on busting this fast on Thursday or whatever. That's that cheese conversation. Subtly. It's power in what we say and what we do. We don't even have to do too much as women. That's where
Kind.
oh,
We okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's where we tap into our power as women, because a lot of times, as women, we can feel like, oh dang, we just rip, we just here, but no, we have a lot of power through Yahawashi outside, of course. It's just in a different way. But I yield.
Kind. That's very beautiful points. Kind. We want to be that light. Being the light is not only to people in the world, but those in the truth. You be that light to your husband when he's going through it. That'll help him get back right. And conversation also doesn't always just mean actual words.
Mm.
Because when you go to the blue letter conversation and the Strong's G391 means behavior, manner of life, conduct, deportment. Can you I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna share mine real quick. I'm gonna put you back on.
Okay, go ahead.
This is what it means right here. Y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So kind. So even just by our behavior, not even just dang, my bad, I didn't kick you.
It's okay.
Even with our behavior, that can win our husbands over. Not even just the things we say, but also how we're acting. Because he might just see us reading, or they might see us reading. They might just see how we're still operating in the spirit, still fasting, just basically everything she said. But they see us doing it. Just how our behavior, being
Mm-hmm.
mindful. Making sure. Because he might be drifting off. He done might probably stop wearing his fringes, but he see you still wearing yours. He
Yeah.
sees you still planning for the feast days. Because things like this, these are things people actually go through. Unfortunately, their spouses start to drift off, but you have to stay strong because we still have to work out our own salvation and be that light for your husband. Don't give up on him. So be that light for him. And especially if you have children, you have to be the light for your children as well. But just stand in the spirit, striving to stand in the spirit and operate just continue to operate in the spirit of how about Shemal Shai. And just by your righteous behavior, that could potentially win him back over. Like, dang, she on top of it. What kind of you?
Mm-hmm. Con. And just playing into that, we gotta bear our husband's infirmities in this thing. And get Romans 15. Because men, yeah, they're strong, but they're still in this flesh just like us. So they have moments of weakness, just like we have moments of weakness. So Romans 15:1 reads, we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. See that? It's plain. We gotta bear the infirmities of the weak. If your husband's weak in that very moment, hey, we gotta pick up the slack. Pick up where he's slacking at.
Be strong in the areas he's weak in at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He is rock. You're my rock, 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 rock. Be his rock.
Done. I like this too. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. Fine. Oh, and three. It just keeps getting better and better. For even Christ pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that approach thee shall fell on me. So That's just going into love. You know, it's not always about, oh, well, my husband triggers you. That's him. That's he gonna have to answer that the most. No, that's not love. That's not love. You know, you see him slacking. Don't give up on him. You know, stick with him. That's my man. I'm gonna stick by him.
Right. And something I was thinking about, like she said, we have to be strong in the areas that we can. Just think about all the trauma and pain you might have went through in the world, right? And
Yeah.
how you might have had to heal from things, and you might have triggers. What in our mind makes our husbands exempt from that? Who's to
Right.
say they don't have triggers? Who's to say they didn't have any trauma and pain in the world? Who's to say that, certain things don't bother them? And the thing is, with men, they don't really open up as much as we do because we're the weaker vessel. And that just comes with time, like getting to know your husband. You'll eventually know, okay, he don't like when I do that. Okay, he don't like when I, because even I know like small stuff that bothers my husband, like just his pet peeves, like when his, like when a certain way I'll do something with my fork makes his skin boil, makes his blood boil. It's even something small like that. So you'll eventually understand and know like the real big triggers. It just takes time and prayer. Ask the Most High to put in your spirit, how you can be there for him. Ask the Most High to put in his spirit to open up to you a little bit more. Ask the Most High to put it in your spirit to kind of figure out like, for the Most High to reveal to you, things he may be struggling with. Because the Most High can do that. The Most High definitely can do that. Um, and something I also thought about was, um, just how the Most High has been there for us and haven't gave up on us and been merciful with us. Who's this? Why can't we do the same thing to our husbands?
Mm.
And something that I had, let me let me read this. Dang it, that's why I downloaded Instagram. I was supposed to save this post so I could read it to y'all. Let me find it real quick so I can. But something that I've learned lately is our husbands have flaws just like we do. And if we come up with this perfect picture husband in our mind, it's gonna fail every time. Your marriage is gonna be in shambles. 'Cause he's not gonna meet up to your expectations, and then you're gonna look at him as less than, or you're gonna have a problem with him just because he doesn't meet up. Oh, never mind, I found it in our thread.
Mm-hmm.
That you want him to be. It says the devil will exaggerate your mate's failures, inadequacies, sow suspicion and jealousy, indulge your self pity, insist that you deserve something better, and hold out the hollow promise that things will be better with someone else. But hear Christ's words and remember God can change hearts and remove all hardness if we allow him. And that's true. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. That's Proverbs 21 and 1. So ultimately, we have to remember that it's the Most High sending these spirits upon our husbands, and only the Most High can remove it. Like, yes, we want to pray for our husbands, we want to fast for them, and things like that. But it's only the Most High that can take those spirits off at the end of the day. So continue to pray for your husband. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on him just because he's going through a hard time. Because when did the Most High ever give up on us, right? And it's like I said, and sometimes Satan, and I've literally been in that exact situation where Satan is just playing on my mind and just making my husband be this terrible man in my head, just sowing the suspicion and just emphasizing on the weaknesses areas, but we all got them. And so we have to learn to love our husbands for who they are and not who we created them to be in our head, because they have flaws just like we do. They have bad days just like we do. They're struggling in the flesh just like we are. And just as they show up for us, because we're the weaker vessel, we have to show up for them. Because men have feelings and emotions too. They may not show it the best, they may not show it at all, but they have them just as much as we do. And so
Mm.
we just learn how to show that love and fruits of the spirit to them, just like Christ have done it to us. Because at the end of the day, like Christ said in Matthew 25, as you have done to um, my brother, you have done it to me. So we have to always have in the back of our head, like, would I treat Yahawashi like this? And ultimately, Yahawashi's not her husband, then again he is. If you have ears to hear, but just something to think about.
God.
Could you get? I know that was a mouthful. So could you get Sirach 26 and 22? Then after that, get Second Chronicles 18 and 17. And we almost done with this portion. We got too much long on this.
Where'd it go?
It's still up here. Shalom, sis.
Shalawam. Okay. I know I'm not tripping. They just took the apocrypha off of there. Hold on,
Oh,
y'all.
you have to type in 1611 KJV. Like it's
Hmm?
not gonna be on that one. You have to like
Yeah, I thought I had that one on there though at first.
Shalom, y'all.
Shalawam.
It's not. It's
Hold on. So I can.
that one right there. Click the first one. KJV Apocrypha.
I must have been tripping then because I could have known that it was on there first time. Oh well. You said 26 or
Yeah,
36.
your screen froze.
My screen froze?
Mhm.
Oh shoot. My bad, y'all. I forgot to switch it over. You said 26?
Mhm. 22, 26, 22.
Oh, so I can. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What version on?
22. This 26.
Oh. I said 26, you said 22.
26 and 22. Sirach 26, 22.
I'm sorry. I didn't. That's my bad. I was like, why you said 22? There you go.
Okay. A harlot shall be counted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. So we have to be those towers against death to her husband. Think about a tower. It's strong. It's a strong, big, beautiful building that doesn't fall and doesn't break unless it's getting beat and knocked down. So on a spiritual level, we can't be those weak women that fall and faint when our husbands are slacking off when they're going through it. You have to be built up through the spirit and be able to bear his burdens and be there for him. That's why it's just so important to build yourself up. It's so important to build yourself up in the spirit as a woman of the Most High first, because those tribulations are going to come. And if you don't know how to move as a servant of the Most High, then you're going to fail every time in your marriage. You got to learn how to control your emotions, control your mouth. You got to learn how to be there for him. If you're not studying how you should, and you're not in these precepts, then how can you uplift your husband when he's going through it? How? Because you have no knowledge to give to him. You have no exhortation to give him because you don't even know the precepts yourself.
Right.
So it's important to build ourselves up so that we can be their backbone when they're going through, so we can be there when they need us the most. Like I'm saying, sometimes they might not even say it, but sometimes they will. And we just want to make sure we can be there for our husbands. So kind. And then Second Chronicles 18 and 17, please.
Satan. Don't nobody want to get no shoes.
Khan says that or you'll be playing field for Satan to tear him down. Khan, exactly. You got to be there for him because he two is better than one. He can't do it by himself. That's why you there.
Right.
That's exactly why you there, to be a helpmeet, to help him. That's why we was created, to be a helpmeet. So if you don't get in there and get in that ring with Satan, Satan gonna have a field down your husband. Second Chronicles 18.
So I can.
I'm finna kick you off duty.
Oh
No.
no. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love this account. I've loved it for years. It's a beautiful account. It goes to show that the Most High send these spirits. So we need to be praying for our husbands, okay? Because you can't make them do nothing. And like sometimes we been in social we say things like, "What is it gonna take? What do I need to do? Oh my, I've done everything." It's not up to you. It's the
Mm-hmm.
Most High. The Most High timing. It's
Yep.
gonna take prayer, baby. Patience, endurance. That's what it's gonna take. We gotta be spiritual minded women that can't look at things carnal. This Second Chronicles 18 and 17. And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, "Did I not tell thee that he would not prophesy good unto me, but evil?" Again he said, "Therefore Hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left. Okay. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, another saying after that manner. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put the Lord Yahawah have put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord have spoken evil against thee. Did not the Most High tell Job, have you like it tell Satan, have you considered my servant Job? So how much more have you considered my servant? Have you considered my servant Derek? Have you? I'm just naming out names. Have you considered my servant Nahab? Have you considered my servant John? Have you considered my servant Kevin? I'm just thinking of Kale, Ray. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So just how the Most High was allowing these spirits to hop on these men in that time, there's nothing under the sun. These spirits have to get permission from the Most High first, and they only doing what the Most High allowed them to do because everything serves the Most High. Every creation, it's all everything is the Most High's creation. That's one thing about it. When you read, you understand it's the Most High running the show. This world is wicked because the Most High's allowing it to be wicked. He's putting the spirits on the elites to do what they do. The Most High's putting His spirit on everything to operate the way He wants it to operate. So the Most High is telling Satan to go do this, go do that. So when we're going through these afflictions, even with our husbands and our marriage, or just by the personal afflictions we're catching, Satan is only doing what the Most High is giving him the capability to do. Right? He's just doing his job, right? And we got to do ours. And a part of our job as women is to be helping and be there for our husbands and uplift them when they're going through it. Because if not us, then who? That's our job as wives. He got his brothers, but you his rib. You know him better than they do.
Yeah.
You there with him at home. You can pray over him, massage his
Mm-hmm.
back. You know, that's what we do. Whatever you got to do. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
By you.
Come on. Just bringing up mighty points, man. A very good point. The Most High is in control. We can't be ignorant of Satan's devices.
Right.
Because, yes, these are mighty men of the Lord. Don't get me wrong, but just like I said, hey, they in the flesh just like us. Oh, shoot, that's the part one. Fuck you. That's not the right one. No, I put it. But yeah, we got to make sure that we're praying for these men of the Lord, man, because they go through a lot. They go through a lot, and Satan will plague their mind if they let them to make them be like, this is too much. This temptation is too much. But we gotta remember this. There had no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted. Above that, you are able, but will with the temptation, so I could also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So, just like the men of the Lord, they get tempted, we get tempted. So we gotta make sure that we're empathetic as wives and understanding, like, hey, my husband, me, we all dust and ashes. We all in this thing trying to serve the Lord, and we fall victim to Satan's devices sometimes, just as the result of being in this flesh. Hold on a second. I yield if you want to bring something out.
You got it if you got something else.
Yeah, hold on. That's not what I was trying to go to. Let me get this real quick. James. Because I know I think sometimes we kind of downplay the power of prayer. Prayer is a superpower.
Oh my goodness, that is the spirit. That is the spirit,
What you
bro.
would say?
No, I've just been meditating on prayer being so powerful and thinking about doing a video on that. That's just literally spirit.
Hey,
That's
all
like
praise the Most High.
spirit.
Come all praise the Most High, man. It's really a superpower. It's not just something that's just, oh, I'm just gonna pray. Yeah, just pray about it, sis. It'll be okay. No, like you gotta really believe in that thing.
Power in prayer. Matthew 21 and 22. Let me read this real quick.
So it
And
kind of,
what's in all things believing and all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. That's why,
um,
like you gotta have a mindset. When I pray and I keep praying, it's already taken care of.
mm-hmm,
It's just the Most High's timing. That's all you have. You just waiting on the Most High's timing. But whatever you ask, believing you'll receive. So keep praying for your husband, believing, Lord willing, he'll get better. You got to be
mm-hmm,
patient with him, just like the Most High been patient with us. The Most High could have, as many times as we sin every day, we sin every day, knowingly, unknowingly. That's what repentance is
mm-hmm,
for. But we do it every day. Most High could have left us in our sin and our iniquity and just didn't deal with us no more. He have to give us mercy and allow us to wake up with a sound mind and give us repentance. Yes, we're in His truth, but He could have kept us where we was at. The Most High didn't have to forgive us. Each day we go off. The Most High didn't have to wake us up and allow us to still be in this truth. We could have woke up bugged out. But the Most High is that merciful to us. How much more us being that merciful, compassionate, and long suffering with our husbands? They struggle just like we do, you know? And they already got America trying to break them down. They don't need their women trying to break them down. That's not what they need. They need their women uplifting them and being there for them and being those pillar of rest and towering against that. We want to be something that I always say pillar of rest and not a pillar of stress.
mm-hmm.
So I yield.
Done. And we gotta get that. We gotta get that after this. Being that pillar of rest, man. This is James, Slakia chapter 3,
Shalom.
3, 5. Shalom. James chapter 5. And I'm gonna start at 15.
Yes.
In the prayer of faith. Mm. Take a
See
pause.
that? She
Prayer
said,
of faith. Not prayer
faith
of
and
doubt.
faith.
Okay?
Okay.
You can't have that unwavering, man. You can't have that wavering faith, man. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick. Hey, having demons on you, that's spiritual sickness right there. You feel
Sick
me?
in the spirit.
I'm sick in the spirit.
Definitely.
This is twofold. This is, of course, we got physical sickness and all that, but we talking about spiritual. You got demons, you play with demons, legion of demons. That's a sickness. Somebody needs to get purged out of you through Yahawashi Yahawashi. And how you do that? With that prayer of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. See that? Us being the pillar of rest, those helpmeets, being fervent in the spirit, praying this prayer of faith can save our husbands. That's how powerful it is. That prayer of faith can save our husbands from these demons, from Satan trying to sift them as wheat. They cause them the Most High Bahasham Yashai to raise them up again. Raise them up. And if he has committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults one to another and pray for one another that ye may be healed from said sickness, from said demons and spirits. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So prayer is very powerful, y'all. Don't underestimate it. Don't take it for granted. You know, it's I say it's a superpower because hey, these nations, we know good and well, these nations, they prayers not getting heard. You
They
feel
pray to
me?
them gods faithfully though.
Exactly.
My head told me, somebody told him, somebody told him that the fake Jews in
Mm-hmm.
Jerusalem, in our homeland, on the hour of prayer, 3 o'clock, they throw them prayers up.
Mm.
How much more us
Right. The real
praying
Jews.
fervently? Okay, these Muslims and all these, you know, these people and these religions and stuff like that, they be going to their mosques faithfully.
Yeah.
I read something that they prepare for prayer by washing their face, putting on this oil. Like they don't play
Mm.
about prayer. And they praying of rocks. How much more us praying for our husbands? To Yahawah, Bahasham, like Yahawashi.
Yeah. The
So,
one true living God.
okay.
Come on. This real quick.
But did you have something else on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this and I'm gonna give it to you real quick because I said I was gonna pull this earlier.
Okay.
2 Corinthians 10:2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We can be ignorant of his devices. Satan knows that we love our husband dearly. He knows that, we're trying our best to, be submissive, follow him, all this. If he can get on him and take advantage, he's going to.
Oh, definitely.
But we cannot be ignorant of his devices. We can't be ignorant of that. Satan knows exactly what's going, you know, kind of shake things up. He knows everybody's weaknesses, strengths, pet peeve, stuff
Yeah.
that'll tick you off, all that. Satan, he diligent in his craft now.
He's very diligent.
He knows. You feel me? He's walking to and fro trying to see, okay, who can I get? Who can I sift out? So we can't be ignorant of these things. Everything is not so physical and oh, he said this, that, he doing this, whatever. It's deeper than that. But I yield.
This is gonna be the key precept for tonight because we're almost gonna go to part two with the
Mm-hmm.
actual marriage tribulations part. All this is a form of tribulation, but you know, because Satan, he could like we was talking about earlier. We're the weaker vessels, so we're more susceptible of falling. You know, and if Satan can get on your husband and take advantage of him, Satan know, and Satan might like this. Like Satan is good at disguising himself. Even
Mm-hmm.
Satan transforms into an angel of light, as the scriptures say. But
Mm-hmm.
Satan is good at disguising himself. Like sometimes you don't even perceive it's Satan. Sometimes we just get caught up and we just be like, "Oh, that's my husband." Like we forget that spirits are at work here, and so your husband might not be moving in the spirit how he should, and you kind of starting to slack off as well. So Satan knows what to do to get you to go off as well. That's why we have to be built up. It's so important to be built up as women. It's so important to have that personal relationship with the Most High because you have to be built up in the spirit so that you're able to say no to temptation, and so you're able to be mindful of the spirits coming in your household. You're the keeper of the home. Be mindful of the spirits that's coming in and out that door.
Yeah.
Check that spirit at the door, honey. Check that
Okay.
spirit at the door. So I wanted to get First Maccabees 13:7.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as the people heard these words, their spirit revived. So Simon, this is the account where Day of Simon comes from, but Simon is basically exhorting Israel and their spirit revived. And to revive something means to bring it back to life or to give strength to. And so sometimes you may be feeling low and weak and dead through the spirit, but these words of life is what restores us unto health. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. For there was neither herb nor modifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. So these words of life, this living water, it restores us. It restores unto health. Restores us unto health. Right. So just by exhorting your husband, that could uplift him and help him feel better. That can make him feel alive again through the spirit. So exhortation is very powerful, and that's why you have to be well studied sister and know these precepts and read and pray and study and ask the Most High to allow His Ruach Hakodesh, the Holy Spirit, to dwell within you, so that you're able to exhort your husband when he's going through low times and revive his spirit. Help him to be strong in the spirit again. Because where the help meets, give him some encouraging words of wisdom. Pray over him. That's what I had on that. Could you go to Hebrews 3 and 13, Baba Kasha?
Come
Exhortation is so important. Encourage him to do better. Ask him if he wants to fast or read. And if he doesn't, that's okay. You can't, like we say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Hebrews 3 and 13, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Whole purpose of exhortation is to help us to not be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin, to help us to not go off and go astray. So exhort your husband and help him get back right in the spirit. Help him to feel, to be like Psalms 51, where David was asking Most High to restore unto him the joy of his salvation. Because sometimes we get weary, sometimes we feel like this walk get repetitive, and we don't feel as happy as we did when we first found out we was Israelites. That's why it's a good thing to pray that prayer every day, restoring to us the joy of our salvation, so we may feel happy and we enjoy being in this walk, and it's not a burden or grievous unto us. Sometimes your husband might be going through it and he just losing his touch, he losing his joy in this walk. Give him them words of life. Exhort that man so he can feel joy again, so he can feel happy to serve the Most High again. Bring him back to life through the Spirit. That's what Yahawashi was doing. He was casting demons out of people, and they was brought back to life because they were spiritually dead, spiritually sick, right? And so help your husband, help him. That's what we're here for. Exhort that man. Um, Lacan.
on.
Can you give me Galatians 6 and 2?
Cool.
I'm gonna start at 1.
Yep.
Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear you one another burdens, and suffer for the law of Hamashiach Yahawashi. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. So come, restore each other in the spirit of meekness and humility, because we all go off. We all have our flaws. We all have our weaknesses. So don't be down talking your husband and mistreating him and looking at him like he's different, just as wicked Jake, because he's going through a rough patch. Don't do that. Don't do that's not the right spirit to be in, because that could be you going through that. That could be you. I mean, we don't want to look down on our husbands just because they have flaws, because we got them too. That's why I said we need to get this perfect picture idea of our husbands out of our head. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. If we have this perfect picture idea of our husbands in our head, our marriage is gonna fail every time. It's gonna go into shambles because he's not meeting up to your expectations. He's not meeting up to the man that you created him to be in your head. And we all have our flaws. You just gotta be patient with them. One of y'all have to be the strong one. When he's going off or he's low in the spirit, you can't be going off with him. And I know it's not a good feeling to see our husbands go through it, but that's where we get our strength from the Most High. That's why our Proverbs 31 woman, she girdeth her loins with strength, strength and honor her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. We get our strength from the Most High Yahawashi Shai. So we ask the Most High to give us the strength to be there for our husbands, to help them get through it, to uplift them, to bear their burdens with them.
Mm,
So kind of.
mm. It's very true. Very, very true. It reminds me of this. It's 2:31, man. You gotta get the classic.
Yeah.
2:31. The Most High didn't create man to be alone. Whole
So we
reason why
was
we together. Whole reason why we created. Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. That good reward, most high willing, is the kingdom. Two is better than one. It's better to fight together in the spirit than at one. Or it's better to have, us being that help meet, us praying on his behalf, fasting on his behalf, doing what we can in the spirit to fight for him so he can get back up and get back right. That's what's all about. Because if it was just him, that would be it. That would be it. And once I see fit. In verse 10 reads, For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. So it's plain. I'll keep going. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat, but how can one be warm alone? And in that heat, that's keeping that lamp, keeping that oil in that lamp, keeping that fire going, because the spirit's of fire. So if y'all be in one flesh, you doing what you can, keeping your own fire going. And like we were saying earlier, that chase conversation, doing what you can, still working out your salvation, being mighty with the exhortation and helping them up and doing what you can as that help me. Hey, that can help your husband get warm in this thing. Get his spirit coming going, got his hands like this. And then verse 12. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Look on idea.
Can you go to 2 Corinthians 5 and 10? So to close this section up, I'm going to get these closing precepts. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. So all in all, we all go through afflictions, but when your husband's going through affliction and he's not feeling his best in the spirit, you don't let that cause you to drift away from the Most High. Whether that be you slacking up on your prayer life, you slacking up on your reading, you doing sin with him, because we servants of the Most High before we servants of man, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do wholeheartedly to the Lord, right? So we fear the Most High. You can't let what your husband got going on cause you to not do what's pleasing inside the Most High, because we all got to stand before the judgment seat of Christ, and we all got to answer for our own actions and our behavior, everything we done done and said. So be there for your husband, encourage him, but you can't make him do nothing. So just keep praying for him. Keep praying for him. If he ain't trying to get right, don't give up on him. But you don't go do it with him.
Right.
You still be that light, because again, you can still win him over. Can you go to Philippians 2 and 12, Baba Kasha? Wherefore, my beloved brethren, as you have always obeyed, not as much in my presence only, but not much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's plain upon tables. We got to work out our own salvation. And then, Sirach 4 and 22. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of man cause thee to fall. Don't let the respect and love that you have for your husband cause you to fall too. You love this man so much, so you just start doing what he say, even if it's wickedness. We have to love the Most High more than man. The fear. Can you get Ecclesiastes? I think it's 12 and 10 or 13 and 10. Let's get a conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments. For His whole do the man.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us see the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments. For this the whole do the man. What's the whole do the man? We here to fear the Most High. right? So be there for your husband. Be patient with him. Exude the same fruits of the spirit and patience and long suffering that the Most High has done unto us. You can't force him to do anything. Oh, Titus 3 and 2. Baba Kasha, Titus 3 and 10. Don't keep repeating yourself and being a nag. And you've already told him once or twice how you felt and how he should do better. Don't keep nagging that man. Once you done said it once or twice, let it go. You can't force that man to do anything. But you just don't let him cause you to go off. A man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition reject. If he's playing the game too much, drinking too much, he's on websites, unfortunately, whatever sin he's been given over to, doing too much of, if you've already told him to stop, don't tell this man every day. Keep giving it to the Most High. Now, you can encourage him, exhort him every day with some encouraging words, definitely. But don't be, babe, I just already told you about that, babe. You don't need to be doing that. You can only say so much. But continue to speak life into him. Continue to be there for your husband. Continue to war with him in the spirit. But just don't let that cause you to go off in your own salvation. Doing what he does. Be that light and be there for him. Be strong in the area he's weak in. That's all I had on that section. If you had anything else, you got it. If not, we can go over to the next part.
Mm. Um, I think that might be it. Yeah, I think we can go to the next part. That was mighty. Okay, we'll tie.
All praise the Most High. Lord will know it's edifying. So we now going to do part 2. This part, the part we just did was more so just, being there for them when they're going through it. This part is more so how to be there for, no, it's like it. How to stay in the spirit and move as a woman in the Most High when he tripping out on you or Satan hopping on him or when y'all arguing and just things going on in the marriage.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I guess I'll kick it off. Let's see. Let's get. What's that rack? All right, chapter 25. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Verse 23 reads, "A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A man that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh his hands and feeble knees." And this one kind of goes with the previous topic too, but we don't want to be considered a wicked woman, especially not eyes of Most High, Yahawashi. And we can do that by not bridling the tongue. Just keep it simple, not having control over our spirit and our speech. They may say whatever, this, that, and the third, things get heated in the moment. You know, you don't want to make things worse than it already is. As wives, we got to learn how to be able to diffuse the situation and know, okay, let me not take it there. We can't play into Satan and his devices because he'll be in here and be like, oh, yeah, say this. And, that's going to make him mad. Yup, that's going to have him shut up or, you know, get real mad or whatever. He just hurt my feelings. Let me hurt him. I can show him better.
Him below the belt.
Right. You don't want to be like that because that can abate the courage, man. That can really have your marriage in shambles. Certain things you just really cannot take back. Yeah, you can say I'm sorry, you can repent, this and that, but
He gonna always
words,
remember it.
always remember it. Words are so powerful. Words are so powerful, and they can literally look make weak hands and feeble knees. You feel me? Like it's. Let me get this, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And it's in scriptures for a reason. We just can't be talking out our mouth crazy just because, our marriage is going through it. He did this or he didn't do that. And so we talking to him crazy, we nagging and we cussing and fussing. No, we still got to make sure that, just like sis brought out, We all gotta sit at the judgment seat. How about you, outside? They not gonna be like, oh, well, he did say or do this. Yeah. No. They're gonna be like, why did you do that? Why did you get out the spirit? Let's get this. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you love getting down, bringing your husband down in the spirit, you love cussing and meeting him here and taking it there, hey, you will eat the fruit thereof. And we know that the Most High is not dealing with corrupt communications. He's not dealing with, wives that don't want to be in order, who can't control their spirit. You don't want to be like that. Hold on.
Always got something to say.
What was you gonna say?
No, I said who always got something to say. Feel like they always gotta have the last word. Don't know how to
Oh,
be humble, be quiet.
yep,
No sign dealing with that.
at all. Let me get this.
Be
Proverbs.
judging real quick.
Okay, we gotta be able to control our
No
spirit.
convicted.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Proverbs 25 and 28. He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that's broken down without walls. So you got no rule of your spirit. You just let Satan come in and out your spirit, in and out your flesh. You just he running circles around you. You got no self control, and that's not having the fruit of the spirit. That's not having temperance. You got to be able to be like, okay, you make me real mad right now, but I just need to be quiet. The best thing you could do is be quiet. That makes me want to get this preset. Hold on. Because we can't be answering. Listen, not to say, husbands are fools, but hey, sometimes.
Satan can hop on them and they say foolish things
Exactly.
and do
Exactly.
foolish stuff
Right.
that make you wanna do some stuff back, but you can't.
Right.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Right. 26. Next chapter. Oh, it just went up. Bro. There we go. Proverbs 26 and 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. So again, if your husband tripping, he tripping. Let that be him tripping. Don't jump in the mix and be tripping with him. I think it was you. You sent that out to the group chat saying like dang, what did it say? Basically saying like you can't tell like who's the fool when y'all arguing. You remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you gotta make sure that we keep it in the forefront of our minds. Like, okay, once
I think I know what you're talking about.
come on, let me see if I can try to find it too if you can find it. But we gotta make sure that hey, we trying to be blameless. You gotta be blameless because if you're not speaking life into y'all situation, it does not just say nothing at all. Because every idle word, I'll get this while she looks for that real quick. Matthew 12:36. Uh-oh.
No, I sent this. It was Kayla that said that. It says, don't argue with fools. An argument is only healthy when the other person is interested in knowing your point of view and learn something new. When you argue with someone who doesn't want to listen to you and learn something new, you are wasting your precious time.
Big facts. You got to be able to, that's just where praying comes into play. Praying for discernment. Like, okay, am I saying something back just so, he can better understand me? Or is it just kind of like we're in an argument mode and they're just listening to respond? Or am I just listening to respond? You got to be able to master that's all of us. We all got to be able to master, you know, how to speak to not just husbands, but people in general. But, picking your battles wisely. Picking your battles wisely because what we say or don't say can lead to a huge impact.
Definitely.
Because even no response is a response.
Yep. You ain't gotta always say something, especially in the heat of the moment. Oh, baby.
Hmm.
Anything you say probably ain't gonna be pretty, so it's probably best you just be quiet and just walk away. And
Exactly.
revisit it when y'all are both in the Ruach Hakodesh.
Okay. Revisit it later. It'll still be there. It still would have had happened. Visit it later. But you can be more blameless in your speech. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account of thereof in the day of judgment. See that? And I'm gonna get 37 too. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So you gotta think about it. Like, what I'm gonna say to this man? Will I be justified in saying this? Will I be right? Am I speaking? According to Yahawashi, am I right? Or I might be. Will I be condemned if I say what I want to say? If I say what's on my mind? If I say what say you want me to say? This the internal conversation we gotta have with ourselves. The kind I yield.
Can you go James 3 and 1, Babakasha? How
Mm.
many points? Um, I'm sorry, 2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeneth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter of little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a word of iniquity. So is the tongue amongst our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth off on fire the course of nature, and it sets on fire of hell. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. I'm gonna stop there because the whole chapter is mighty.
Come.
The tongue, I mean, in short, the tongue is powerful. There's a precept in Sirach that say the tongue has overthrown cities. Let me see if I can find it. Sister said, "Leave off contending before it be meddled with." Um, see if we can get the book chapter verse.
I think that's in Proverbs.
It sounds like it.
Let's see.
What did I just say? The tongue overthrow what? I forgot that fast.
City? You say city?
Yep, Sirach 28 and 14 when you get a chance.
Oh, I found it. It's Proverbs 17 and 14. Okay, you said it's Sirach.
You can read that Proverbs one first.
Okay. Put it on the screen so everybody can see. Proverbs 17 and verse 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Mm. See, right there, I just kind of picture, what's a good example? Kind of like y'all seen the movies where there be like a dam and then like maybe like a boat or something hits it or, a crash and then the water just shit and just be, yeah. That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
The beginning of strife, once it come out, hey, everything get let on the table. Okay, true feelings be coming out
Hmm.
sometimes, but
Yeah,
it's
once you start,
it's hard to stop.
hard to bring it back down. It's hard to stop. You ain't gonna stop till you done said everything you want to say.
Hmm.
You still gonna stop after the end. You might gonna come back and say some more. And I also wanted to add that
And and then again,
that stuff is serious. Like I'm telling y'all, I have been
man,
guilty of some of these things, and I have had to repent, and I have had to try to change. I have had to change my ways, or the Most High
yes.
was gonna change it for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, these things are tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
That's why these precepts is in here because the Most High know how Israel get.
Okay.
That's why we need these precepts to redirect us.
Yep. Good
Could you
to
go to Sirach 38 and 14, Baba Kasha?
come. Oh, so I didn't really finish.
28, Salakia.
I didn't finish it. Therefore, leave off contention before it be meddled with. So leave off contention before it be meddled with. Don't meddle in. Just
Yeah,
let it
leave the matter alone before it just be a whole. Now y'all not talking for 3, 4 days.
right.
All because y'all done said something in the heat of the moment because y'all couldn't leave it alone.
Mm-hmm. And so what's the chapter?
28,
Okay. Uh-oh. All right.
14. Thank you. A backbiting tongue have disquieted many and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities hath it pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men. A backbiting tongue hath cast off virtuous women and deprived them of their labors. So we're not talking about backbiting per se, but that's just a good example to show the tongue is that powerful that it can overthrow houses. It can cast people down and deprive them from jobs, all because of some things that were said, rumors. That's how powerful the tongue is. So we want to be very mindful of the things we say in the heat of the moment. Don't say none at all in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
Like, I mean, at least just can we please talk about this later when we're both in better spirits? Can I come back and address this later, please? And if
Mm-hmm.
your husband, if Satan is on him provoking you, just poking the bear, leave. Go
Yeah.
outside for some fresh air, go pray, rebuke. But this is a part of not giving into temptation and not giving to the lust of the flesh. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's temptation in the flesh to argue and scream and yell and cuss and go back and forth. That's not of the Most High, it's not a fruit of the Spirit. We're going to have run ins in our marriage, but there's a proper way we can do it without yelling at each other, cussing, and screaming. We can talk like adults, and we can agree to disagree respectfully, but we can both get our points across respectfully without having to take it there and get out of the spirit. We can have a holy, upright conversation while we yet might disagree, but we can have a conversation in the spirit. So if it's starting to get ungodly and a little Satan like and like me, you have to know your triggers. You have to know yourself. This is why scripture say, prove yourself, know you not your own selves. No, Sirach 37:27. I'm gonna just read off my phone real quick so I can pull it up quickly. If you want to pull it up still, you still can though. But 2 Corinthians 13:5, you can pull 2 Corinthians up. I'm gonna read Sirach 37 on my phone, 27. For my son, prove thy soul in thy life and see what is evil for it and give not that unto it. So you have to know yourself. You have to know your triggers. That's why Paul said, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahawashi Hamashiach is in you, except to be reprobates. So we have to examine ourselves. We have to prove ourselves. We know ourselves. You know what's going to trigger you. You know what's going to make you mad. Like me personally, I literally feel myself. And I mean, maybe that's for y'all too, but me personally, I'm just speaking for me because I don't know about y'all. I feel myself getting angry. Like it's like I can feel it festering up. I can feel my blood just boiling. And it's like when I feel like that, it's best for me to like go pray or something. Me like it's best for me to go pray. So you have to know your triggers. When you feel that anger spirit hopping on you, go pray, go rebuke, go get you some fresh air. Do what you gotta do to stay in the spirit so you don't give into the lust of the flesh, so that you don't give into temptation. Now you done cussed your head all ups and down, called them all types of names, walked them like a dog. Like, don't let it get to that point. Don't let it get to that point. That's a part of that spirit versus flesh, fighting the flesh. Like, and then it's just pointless because then you're gonna come back and say sorry later. You didn't even have to say sorry if you would have just kept your mouth closed.
Right.
That's mighty, yeah. Be ye angry and sin not, and let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. That's Ephesians 4. Yeah,
Yep.
Ephesians 4,
Mm-hmm.
26 27. Don't give place to the devil. Don't let Satan come in and get you out your body, get you out of character. Because we still have to stand before Yahawah Shai. You're going to have to answer for everything you said.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he said it first. He pissed me off first. I ain't gonna cut it because Yahawashi. Can you get Second Peter 2, please? Or I think it might be First Peter 2. I always get confused where the example about Yahawashi at. I be forgetting, child.
You said First Peter what?
Hold on, let me find it. First Peter 2:21. Let me start. For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but he
Mm-hmm.
committed himself to him that judges righteously. So we can't be playing get back. He got me messed up. He got me effed up. He wanna, and sometimes, our husbands are the head, right? So there might be sometimes your husband might get very stern with you, and you feel very provoked. You feel very tempted to say something back because you don't like being put in your place respectfully. And I speak from experience. It's not always a good feeling because that's basically a rebuke. It's
Yeah.
not always a good feeling to get rebuked like that, and your husband getting off stern with you, and then you might be thinking, "Here, who he talking to?" And so you might go back and say something crazy because you're like, "You ain't talking to me," but he is talking to us though. They are talking to us, and that's where that submission has to come in order. We have to learn how to be in order as women, because sometimes everything our husbands say, we ain't gonna like it. But we don't get to buck up and talk to them crazy just because, and they're able to respectfully put us in our place. Like they're able to do that, but sometimes, we don't be liking that. We be submissive up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to bring that in. We just have to know how to control ourselves. Like the sister brought it earlier, have control of our spirit, and not try to play get back, because Christ wasn't he didn't play get back. Everything, all that was done unto him, and he remained blameless, yet without sin. So how much more us in marital tribulations, and your husband might be talking crazy, and things like that. That don't mean you play get back and you go back and forth with him. You pray for him, you leave it in the Most High hands, and when y'all have both calmed down, then maybe go tell him that you didn't appreciate how you were talked to so and so and so, if he actually talks to you crazy. But
Um,
I recommend watching the Sister Susanna Understanding Men and How to Resolve Conflict video. I definitely recommend that. But
well,
yeah, I feel like I've been talking for like 10 minutes.
yeah, mighty points you brought out. That verse 23 hitting kind of different though. I ain't gonna lie. Christ, he ain't reviled. He ain't threatened them because he just so meek and lowly in the spirit. This we talking about Yahawashi, Hamashiach. You know, he would have been well within his rights if he would have been like, "Hey, my father will deal with you. Y'all want to threaten me and persecute me, revile me, all this," but he didn't. He didn't, and he did that, leaving us an example so we could follow in his steps, so we could be blameless as well, and try to strive to be so committed to Yahawashi that we don't even have an urge to, talk back, put our 2 cents in and buck up and, meet them right where they at and stuff like that. No, no, we gotta leave it. We gotta give it to Yahawashi to as blameless as possible, and trust that, hey, the Most High will deal with it where He sees fit. I want to get Ecclesiastes quick. Mm-hmm. Ecclesiastes 7:9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. We don't want to be a fool. We don't.
So don't.
So we can't be hasty in spirit to get angry. You can't just be a ticking time bomb. You just, oh, don't tick me off. You don't want to tick me off. I ain't the one. Okay? You don't know me. No, this man must not know. We can't move in that type of spirit. Because then we're considered foolish. Foolish women. Okay, you.
Oh, Even when Satan hop on your husband and say something crazy, really, honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, prayer is a superpower. It is. Because if you pray, of course, faith that works is dead. But I'm telling y'all, pray that the Most will help you to tame your mouth. I've been praying that consistently every day for the past few weeks, past few days, and you're gonna feel in your spirit like you're not even gonna have the urge to say nothing because you desiring to please the Most High with your behavior. You get tired of repenting for the same thing over and over. Constant sipping up with your mouth, constant sipping up with your attitude. At some point, you got to do better. And so, pray for the Most High to help you. If you struggle with your mouth, like I was postpartum, early my first 2 weeks postpartum, I was at mouth crazy. If you struggle with that, pray for the Most High to help you, because the Most High can do it, and these words of life can do it. And we just have to have. It really comes with the inner work. We have to have the fear of the Most High, because sometimes you ain't gonna want to say nothing because you fear the Most High. You know what? Sometimes it's not even worth saying something.
Yep.
Like you just have to take a moment and think. Like me personally, lately I just have to take a moment and think: is it even worth me saying something? Like I just been thinking in my head, and usually what I do, if I want to say something, I just take a deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
let it go, just let it go. It's anything. Sometimes there's no point. Sometimes you just know it's Satan. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you say anything, it's just gonna be an argument because what was said is pointless. It's just Satan.
Yep.
It's not gonna be any fruit produced from that conversation. Just stupid, just stupidity. So you have to learn how to pick and choose your battles. If there's something that bothered you, bring it up at the appropriate time. Pray
Mm-hmm.
before you speak and do it at the appropriate time when he's feeling better in the spirit. But don't be just saying stuff to reply and then y'all done got into a big argument.
Mm-hmm. Something I do, man. I leave the room and then I pull up the notes. The notes app is your best friend. Say everything you want to say in them notes. Hey, send a message if you want to. After the fact, after everything is cooled off. But when you're done writing everything, how you feeling, and you know whatever else you decide to put on the note, just kind of think, sit and think, and pray, of course, pray, and read it over again. Maybe read it a third time. Is this off? Is this according to Yahawashi? Is this valid to even bring up, to send, to say? Sometimes writing out your thoughts, you can be like, dang, I shouldn't say that. That would provoke somebody to anger. Dang, there's some
Or
attitude in that.
yeah, or dang, I'm tripping. It's not even that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. That right there. That's a very good point. Yeah, there's little tactics. There's little things you can do. Try to stay
Some-
blank in the same.
Because sometimes I leave the house. I
Yeah.
go outside for some fresh air and go for a walk. I
Mm-hmm.
take a spinner on the block.
Yeah.
You gotta know what works best for you. You
Yeah.
gotta know what works best for you.
So they save you a lot of heartache and you know save you.
Going off in the eyes of the Most High, which we don't
Yep.
want.
Exactly. Put the words out my mouth. Exactly.
So if you gotta be like, hey, babe, I'm gonna go for a little walk at the park.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. If you gotta do that, for his permission, do that. This is
Mm-hmm.
gonna help you calm down and you go pray and talk to the Most High while you're walking. Listening
Mm-hmm.
to some precepts or reading it, do that.
Right.
Even do it in your bedroom if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the living room.
Yep.
Sometimes you just need your space to regather.
Yep. And if for some reason, they don't want to do it, or they hop on them, maybe you can't go. Hey, sometimes you gotta be able to tune out. Sometimes you gotta be able to tune out.
And sometimes there might be scenarios where you're trying to stay in the spirit, not say something, but Satan hop on your husband, he just poking the bear. He just
Yeah.
won't be quiet.
Get tune out.
Yeah.
Tune them out, man. That's the best bet. Tune them out. You know, think about the precepts. Okay, ain't the rest of the Buddhism fools. Every other word. Man should give account of all the precepts. The man has no rule over his spirits, like a city working down on all of them until he's tired of talking.
You're gonna eventually get tired.
Eventually, eventually, hey, you got to do what you gotta do in this thing.
If you got an AirPod, maybe clip one on the side of your ear.
Yep,
Have them words of life playing. You gotta do what you gotta do to stay in the spirit, man. Especially when Satan hopping on your spouse.
yep.
Definitely. Cause you don't want to be going off. Cause he turned. Oh, now you want to get bucked too. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Who this nigga think you talking to? He got me messed up.
Okay,
Eve be coming out.
okay. You must not know. Got to.
Your grandmama be coming out of you.
Okay,
Grandmama ways and all that.
mama, the whole nine.
Okay. We don't want to be in that spirit.
At all. Mm-mm. But that's all I had.
Like that's all you had?
Pertaining to that topic.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like you have more. You
Because
went up all of them?
I brought up most of my precepts were for the first one, first topic. How to be there for your husband.
Oh.
I do
Oh.
got a message. I do got a precept for single sisters and married sisters.
Mm, yeah.
For all praise most
Dang.
high. Spirit been moving.
I'm over here thinking we got like 50 more minutes because you got like more precepts to go through.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. But kind, yeah. Lord willing, we can just pick and choose our battles and know when and when not to speak when it comes to
Oh, I got a precept. Sorry.
dealing with things. No, they gotta be sorry. Dealing with things when it comes to our husbands. Because Satan hop on them too. And Satan know your triggers. And he might just hit below under the belt, walk away. It's easier said than done. I'm not gonna act like it's easy because it's not.
It's only.
That's that now. For some reason, when it comes to arguing with your head, that is like yes, we in the flesh and we spirit versus flesh, but that feels like the hardest task. Like in the moment, it'd be so hard because you wanna take it there and you wanna get bucked, but you shouldn't and you can't.
Right.
That's why it's important to read and truly fear the Most High and be a well studied sister because you'll be having those thoughts in your head. I, I shouldn't say that. I got to stand before the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stand before the Most High. That's what's been helping me lately because telling y'all, the first 2 weeks of my postpartum, I, I was going through it and I was getting whooped by Satan. Satan had my hair like this. We was in that ring, baby, and I was down bad. And I just had to remember I have to stand before the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I have to stand before the Most High. And there won't be no more mercy in that day. No
Mm-hmm.
more sparing and apologizing. I have to stand before the. I had a reality show. I was like, I had a come to Jesus moment, what they say, so called come to Jesus moment.
Mm-hmm.
I had a come to Yahawashi moment. I was like, I need to get my life together
Yeah.
because I ain't trying to be getting destroyed, Lord forbid. And I ain't trying to be getting no. I don't want the Most High to be beating on me, whooping me, because I can't get my life together.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just have to have that mindset, we fear the Most High, because if you fear the Most High, you're going to fear what He can do to you for you acting out. Treating our husbands how we treat them is very serious. Most High don't play that. Cause then we out of order as women. And so if you gotta just keep that engraved in your mind, like we have to stand before the most high. We have to stand before the most high. We have to stand before the most high. Can you get Ecclesiastes after that? Ecclesiastes 12, please.
Come. This is Sirach chapter 20, verse 1. There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue and he is wise. Hey, plain. If you hold your tongue in a moment, consider wise. Now, Yahawashi. Wise because you're literally choosing your battles wisely. Be like, hey, I don't even gotta say nothing. I'm gonna Exodus 14:14. Hold your peace. The most I don't fight for you. You ain't gotta say. You ain't gotta do too much. You ain't gotta do too much. If you're truly in the right, hey, what shall we say then? I'm gonna skip down to verse 5. There is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Mm. And another by much babbling becometh hateful. You know, when you see the moment, y'all just start saying stuff. Start saying stuff you don't mean, stuff you gotta repent for it later. Just babble, just saying stuff.
Can you get Sirach 26 and 14 when you're done, Baby Krisha?
Um,
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
okay. Wait, hold on. Write it down. Write it down so I don't forget. So I will forget. And verse 6. I'm gonna read 7. Some man holdeth his tongue because he has not to answer, and some keep his silence, knowing his time. You gotta know your time in this thing. Sometimes you'll have an argument, they might be dead wrong. They might be dead wrong. But you choosing not to answer and holding your tongue and keeping silence, knowing your time, like, hey, I don't even gotta say nothing. And once I might put it on the spirit to be like, dang, I was wrong. Let me go apologize. Let me go try to make this right. And boom. You bonus right there. You need instead of both of y'all going on, hey, it's just be their time to repent. Get to that point, but it's being realistic. And verse 7 reads, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool regard no time. You just saying stuff, you don't even care. She's speaking over him, you cutting him off, it's this, and that. You just going on. He that uses many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. So we don't want to make sure we're not usurping authority over these men too. And using too many words. Might be the wrong words. You said sorry. 26. Ooh, oh, this is good, man.
Con, a silent loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. So, Con, a silent loving woman is a gift of the Lord. We have to learn how to be silent and just let it go and let Yahawah. Sometimes I pray and ask the Most High to put it on my spirit if I'm in the wrong. Sometimes I'm in the wrong and I don't realize it. And sometimes your husband's in the wrong, and you just wait till things cool off for you to go talk to him. But if you're in the wrong, you apologize, you let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes, unfortunately, your husband might, Lord forbid, say you might hop on some husbands. They might just be talking to you dog nasty, cussing you out all the time, calling out your name. Look, I ain't sitting there saying you gotta sit around and be mentally abused. So, look, we're not foolish women. Most I don't want you crying in your bed. So, unfortunately, if there is some of that verbal abuse going on and things like that, look, if you want to take a break to yourself, and say deuces on the separation period, then where there's no law, there's no sin.
Hmm.
The Most I didn't say sit around and get called B's and H's and stupid MFers and things like that.
Hmm.
And that goes for physical abuse as well. Like some things we just not tolerating.
Right.
Being in this walk as women doesn't mean be doormats. There's a we can express how we feel. We can have emotions, but it's not acting on your emotions in a hasty way and not speaking fleshly out of your emotions. It's waiting for the appropriate time and moving in the spirit and addressing how you feel in the spirit in a mature, ladylike, adultish way. Okay? Not in a heated moment, not cussing each other out, not saying things you're gonna regret. Because we all have to stand before the judgment of Christ, the judgment seat of Christ. So it's
Hmm.
okay to feel emotions and it's okay to, you know, dang, I lost my train of thought. That fast, like that's crazy. But just knowing how to go about it. And, it's okay to be angry, but not letting it fester up inside of you. Picking the appropriate time and when to say things and when not to say things. But like what I was saying all that to say it's okay to address how you feel. We have feelings, right? We're not doormats. So I said it to say you don't have to sit around and get beat on, and you don't have to sit around and get talked to crazy. You still matter as a servant and daughter of the Most High.
Hmm. And even say this, you don't have to, of course, go every argument you have with your husband, you gotta go tell it. But if it's a heavier thing or whatever, you can prayed on it. You might need some counsel or some encouraging words. Hey, reach out to a sister. Hey, I'm thinking about saying this, this, and that. Please let me know if I'm wrong. You know, I need some righteous counsel. Because sometimes, when you in the moment, when you in that mode, when you in that situation, it can be kind of hard to tell. Like, hey, am I tripping at all? Is he right? Is he wrong? Let me know something. Should I say this? Should I not say that? Should I apologize for something? Or, was I wrong by how I went about this? Utilize your sisters too. We need to. That's what they're there for. So, I yield.
Come on. All praise to the Most High. Before we end off, I wanted to say a little message to single sisters. I wanted to read Philippians 4 and 12. I have, sorry, 11. Not that I have speak in respect of want, for I have learned whatsoever state I am, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, though to be content. I know both how to be abased and know how to abound everywhere in all things. I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and suffer need. So I wanted to just tell single sisters in due season, you won't ever get this time back. So you use this time to build yourself up. And when the Most High sees fit, He will add marriage unto you if it's His will. If there's more work to do, the inner work, um, and the Most High will give you the desires of your heart, Lord willing. Doesn't mean you're any less of a woman. You matter. And that goes the same for married sisters who are trying to conceive but haven't been able to yet. Also in the read Sirach 39 and 16. All the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever He can manage shall be accomplished in due season. And so, I just don't want single sisters to don't rush marriage. Marriage will come if the Most High sees fit. Um, but obviously, we're not all where we would like to be things we have maybe desired and prayed for. We're not there yet or haven't got it yet because maybe the most I don't think we're ready yet and there's more work that needs to be done. These things take time. So a lot of most ought to continue to work on you and do the inner work because you have to know how to move in marriage and you have to be know how to control your emotions, control your mouth. You have to know how to you have to be built up and be able to be there for your husband. And a lot goes into marriage. So just take your time, but you are worthy, you are loved, you are enough, and we just don't want our single sisters to feel like they're alone and that they have to rush marriage or that they won't get the kingdom if they're not married because that's not in the Bible. And um, we just don't want sisters to feel like their role is not being fulfilled because they're not married. Because we were created to be helpmeets, and you're still being a helpmeet unto your nation and unto your sisters. So just remember to be content and let's continue to use this time to work on you and spend time with the Most High. Because once you become married, and especially once you become a mother, you will not have the same one-on-one time as you did when you were single. You will never have that same time again. That's why Paul. That's even Paul said it. And that's why Paul was like, I say just stay by yourself, but look, you ain't wrong if you do it. You ain't wrong if you do it. See, that's the spirit. See that? 1 Corinthians 7:34. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman care for things of the Lord, that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction. So marriage is beautiful, but we don't have the same time that we did. You know, it kind of distracts us from all the time we could have alone with the Most High. And ultimately, yes, serving our husbands and families is still serving the Most High, but ain't nothing like sitting down with that one-on-one reading and studying time, man. That's unmatched. And so we just wanted to encourage single sisters to not feel alone because the Most High is with you, and you're not alone. You may feel alone, but through the spirit, you always have Yahawashi. And what we have to realize, and sometimes we look for love in the wrong places. We have to realize the Most High has everything we need. Only the Most High can fill up any void, any hole, any emptiness. So you have to get right to the Most High and let the Most High fill you up, and not go looking for that in a man, because only the Most High will love you unconditionally and fill you up in those voided areas that nobody will be able to ever satisfy, because only the Heavenly Father can do it. So, just want to just remind the single sisters that y'all are beautiful and loved and needed and appreciated. Reach out to sis if you need anything, but just know that the Most High got you, and you matter, and you have a purpose here. And just because you're not married yet, doesn't mean that you're not doing what you're called to do as a woman. Because every woman's lot is different, and it might not be everybody's lot to be married.
Yeah.
But just trust the process and just focus on the kingdom. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahawah, his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Just focus on serving the Most High and building your spirit up. Don't idolize marriage. I've seen a sister on Instagram said that she idolized marriage, and I think some single sisters do that unknowingly. Don't let that be the only thing that you think about. You always think about it. It's most important. That's all you're trying to do. You got seek seek the Most High and His righteousness, and how you can be a better servant to the Most High first. But just want to encourage our single sisters, and this all goes the same for sisters that are married and trying to conceive but they can't yet. It goes the same as well. The same exhorting words we give unto y'all, we give unto them as well. Now, for my mothers and wives, stay strong. You're doing amazing. Ask for help in a break if you need it. Most of us probably prayed for this, so just because we got our desires doesn't mean it's easy. Take it day by day. Don't complain, because everybody can have children to be a wife, so it's a gift and a blessing, and don't take it for granted. And I want to read 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahawah and Yahawashi concerning you. And that goes for the single sisters as well. And everything give thanks, because this is the Most High's perfect will for you. And don't compare yourself. If you find yourself comparing yourself, maybe you need to get off social media. Don't compare yourself. Your lot in your life is specifically designed out for you and for the Most High, for allow you to walk in your purpose, who He has called you to be. Just trust the Most High, trust what He's doing, trust the process. Keep the Most High first. And Lord will in due season, He'll add that into you. But just focus on the now. Take it day by day. But I yield.
Huh. Mighty points, man. Yeah, y'all doing amazing. You can do all things through Yahawashi. Yahawashi strengthens you. So, ultimately, having a husband, having children, it all requires patience. It requires a little more fruits of the spirit than if you were alone. So, single sisters, take that time to be able to build up your fruits of the spirit. So if that's your lot and the Most High sees you fit to have a husband slash children, hey, you'll be more equipped because you had that time. You're built up in the spirit. You got them precepts. They be able to pull when that time comes, if it comes. Most High willing. Um, married sisters, just remember, hey, we're to be that helper and that stay for our men. This is Tobit chapter 8 and verse 6. Thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for an helper and stay. Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, it is not good that man should be alone. Let's make unto him an aid like to himself. So, the Most High made us to be an aid unto these husbands of ours. So, let's keep that in mind whenever we're in marriage tribulations, arguments, or whatever the Most High sends our way, tests and trials He may send us. Let's keep that in mind. When our husbands are slacking and not doing their part, hey, you gotta remember, we got a purpose in this thing. Since we got power in our position as wives, as sisters, So, Lord willing, we all keep enduring and come on. That's all I have.
Lord willing, sisters got edified. Lord, this is a mighty law for y'all. We love y'all. Shabbat Shalawam. Happy Day of Summer for those that'll be keeping soon, have kept, or is keeping right now. Shabbat Shalom, Carly. How about your Shaf? It's beautiful Shabbat. And Lord willing, this was an edifying episode. I mean, y'all, I'm tired.
Sister,
Live. Um, you got some?
no, Shabbat Shalom, sisters.
Shabbat
Till
Shalom.
next time.